Facebook, and KNOMEGA1908.com.
Family Minute is brought to you by the Gears Foundation, a nonprofit organization providing students with assistance in their academic and career pursuits. Gears Foundation on Facebook, Gears_Inc. on Instagram, and the Gears Foundation at gmail.com.
Edgy Studios, 209 Union Street in Jonesboro, offers photography for portraits, weddings, and engagements, senior portraits, family and maternity shoots, and all occasions. Edgy Studios focuses on photography that is unique and outside of the norm. Owner Andrew Daly is available at 870-243-0308 or www.ejjistudios.com.
The key to making this station even better could be parked in your driveway right now. Donate your old car to us, you'll get a tax deduction, and we'll tow it away for free.
Go to klekfm.org for more information.
Hello, I'm Officer Jonathan Hagens of the Jonesboro Police Department. One of the best decisions I ever made was to join the Jonesboro Police Department. Since joining, I've had the pleasure to give back, protect, and serve my community. Now I want to let you know about that same opportunity. The Jonesboro Police Department will conduct testing for the patrol officers at the Valley View High School. Applications are available online at jonesboropolice.com. The Jonesboro Police Department offers a competitive salary, health, and retirement benefits, top-of-the-line training, and most importantly, the chance to make a difference in the Jonesboro community. Join me in making Jonesboro a better place. The Jonesboro Police Department is an equal opportunity employer, and women and minorities are especially encouraged to apply. More information, 870-935-5657.
Applications are being accepted. Applications are available at jonesboropolice.com.
Experience the joy with Bishop Adrian R. Rogers, pastor of Fullness of Joy Church, 2120 Thorn Street, Jonesboro, Arkansas, 72401. Wednesday night, Word and Worship, 7 p.m. Prayer Thursday night at 7 p.m. Sunday School, 9:30 a.m. Sunday Morning Worship, 11 o'clock a.m. And our Sunday Night Live service at 7 p.m.
KLEK LP Jonesboro, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council. It's now time for Community Conversations, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place, while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council, or our underwriters or sponsors.
KLEK 102.5 FM, good morning to you on your Monday. It's February 25th, 2019. This is Community Conversations. Kato Wonder is in the studio with you. I am filling in for Quibila, and joining us today is the Honorable Craighead County District Court Judge Tommy Fowler, but he insisted I call him Tommy, and he's a good man. And we're here to talk about the 2019 amnesty program. I'll give you just a little bit of background before we get into our discussion today. A few years back in 2016, Judge Fowler was elected along with Judge Bowling to be the new Craighead County District Court judges. And one of the things that they promised to do if elected was to put together a program that would help people who had been caught up in unpaid fines, warrants, all kinds of other issues from the previous administration of the court. And they have been men at their word. They have had two other amnesty programs, and I actually sat in Judge Fowler's courtroom for the first amnesty program, and I saw for myself that they were men of their word. Nobody got arrested. They helped to eliminate fines. They was able to get rid of some warrants, and they just did a lot to help people. So they're bringing it back again this year. So without any further ado, it's good to see you, Judge.
Good morning.
All right, so
good to be here.
So let's talk about what you all are going to be doing for this go round.
Okay, this is our third year, as you correctly stated, for our Craighead County District Court amnesty program. And each year we have tried to change the focus of what we are doing to address everybody's needs. The first couple of years really the first year dealt with anything. We just wanted to get people in. And to remind you, in those short weeks that we had, we were able to assist over 588 people. We quashed about 3,600 warrants.
That's a
and
lot.
Got people set back up on their payment plans, got them back on track, got their driver's license reinstated, and we're just really, really pleased with the success that we had. Last year, we mainly dealt with non-payments of fines and public service work. This year, we are only dealing with failures to appear.
Okay, and for those that may not understand, what does that mean when you said dealing with failures to appear?
Okay, let's say I was out driving this weekend and I got pulled over and I got a speeding ticket and I was given a court date and I did not show up for my court date. That triggers a failure to appear. So here's what happens on that for you. It is a warrant for the person's arrest for not appearing in court. It's usually about a $750 bond that they would have to post if they get picked up and get arrested.
Is that a cash-only bond or 10%?
No, it's a bondable. Most of them are bondable. There are some that aren't. Most of these would be bondable. It would also be a suspension of the person's driver's license. So that's if you didn't show up on your first offense, or excuse me, on your first court date. But let's say I did get a traffic ticket and I wanted a trial, and I showed up in front of Judge Bowling and I pled not guilty, and he gave me a court date to come back on, and I didn't show back up on that date. That is also a failure to appear. So those are the people who we are looking for, those who have missed court over the last 5 years. And we've even expanded our look back period here to try to help more people out.
Okay. And one thing that people may be wondering about, and I remember this is something that came up last time, is that when you say that no one will get arrested, I mean, a lot of people, are still nervous, that they can, well, if I got this, they may think they may have something on their record that's so bad that you don't have no choice but to arrest them. But what would you say to that to ease anyone who wants to turn it around, wants to try to get back on the right track, but they're just afraid?
So for 2 years, we've held amnesty. Not a single person has been arrested who has shown up. Just like I was saying, 588 people that first year, not a single person was arrested. And just about everyone who showed up then had a warrant.
And what were some of the kind of warrants that they had?
It would be a failure to appear warrant.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been a contempt of court for not completing their public service work or not completing their defensive driving class that was ordered, or their domestic violence class that was ordered. It could have been a warrant for non-payment of fines. It could have been any of those types.
Okay, so even if they had a speeding ticket from back in the day and they never did their community service or any of that, because that was one of the things that people were originally caught up with in the first go round, was a lot of people were unable to complete their public service work.
That is correct, and that all goes back to issues of the previous administration, and Judge Bowling and I do things very differently. As a matter of fact, if you don't care, I would like to take a second to say, so if you're out there, and even though this amnesty is not dealing with non-payment of fines or failure to complete public service work, I tell people every day, I try to help those people who want to help themselves. And so Judge Bowling and I, every single Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we have a sign-up sheet. So if you want to come in at 1 o'clock and sign up to speak to us when court is over with, even if you're not on the docket, we encourage people, and we try to help everybody that we can who tries to help themselves. So if I had if I've got a payment plan with the court and my hours have been cut back at work, or I've lost my job, every single Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we have people coming in to say, can we get an extension? Can you help me out? Can you lower my fine payments? What can we do to work to get me out of this situation? So we still are addressing those issues, but we do it every single week.
Okay.
Every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 1.
Okay, so again, I just want to make sure that it is made clear that even if you don't have non-payment of fines, if you have some other issue, there are other opportunities in which an individual could speak to yourself or Judge Bowling and to try to get some help.
Without fear. That's correct.
Well, that's definitely good. We are speaking with the Honorable Judge Tommy Fowler. If you have a question for Judge Fowler, you can give us a call at 870-277-1080. Once again, the phone number is 870-277-1080. Or you can leave your questions or your comments on our Facebook Live feed. And want to shout out Teresa Jones S.L. Robinson, and Stan Morris. Appreciate each and every one of you for checking in on our live feed. And also Alexander Collier Sr. And C.J. Pepper says, Judge is my guy and one of the best people I ever met. Yep.
I saw CJ's picture in the paper. I forgot that he's that old, that he was on that NCAA team back from 1999, I believe.
Yeah,
CJ keeps that youthful look.
Yeah. Got to find out what the secret is. All right, once again, we are speaking with the Honorable Judge Tommy Fowler. So, Judge, let's kind of talk about the impact that the amnesty has made for people in the past. Have anyone who has ever stood before you and that got a second chance ever stopped you on the street or whatever, or just told you thank you and how it helped them to turn their life around? And if so, how did that make you feel?
I will tell you the story of a grandfather who appeared in front of me during the first amnesty program. He had exactly what we're talking about and what we're trying to take care of now. He had a failure to appear. He had gotten a speeding ticket and he missed his court date, and he was afraid to do anything about it because he knew he had a warrant for his arrest. His license had been suspended since 2012. And he shared with me that morning that every day when he drove his grandchildren to school, he was in fear that he was going to get pulled over or be involved in an accident, and they're going to run a check on his license and see that he had a suspended license and a warrant for his arrest, and was going to be arrested in front of his grandchildren. He took advantage of our amnesty program. He was one of the very first individuals, Leganzi, that I saw when we started amnesty 2 years ago. And it really just about moved me to tears to hear his story.
It looks like he kind of struggled with just telling it to me now.
He just said thank you, and he was able to get everything taken care of that morning. He got a letter to go reinstate his driver's license, and he was walking out the door. He stopped and he turned and looked at me. He goes, "I'm now going to go call my wife." And I said, "Okay, why is that?" He said, "Because she's got a warrant also, and she didn't believe that y'all weren't going to be arresting people. And so I want to tell her to get her tail, as he put it, up here to get her business taken care of." So, again, we said we weren't going to arrest anybody, and we didn't.
Well, and I remember we had a young lady that actually came on our show after I had appeared in court, and she gave her own testimony about the fines that she had and how it helped her. And I remember the day that you invited me to come watch for myself. I remember there was a young lady. She was active military, and
she was in Dallas, Texas. She served in the Air Force. She had several hours of public service work she had not completed. She went and she served our country. She came back that day, and I told her I thanked her for her service to our country. I wiped out all her public service work in lieu of her service and gave her license back. I remember her exactly.
Yeah, and that was definitely a moving testimony because, again, someone who has already faithfully served our country has definitely did more than enough service to the community and to be, messed up about some fines and some warrants. We are speaking with the Honorable Judge Tommy Fowler, Craighead County District Court Judge. We got some more Facebook comments. S.L. Robinson says, "Thank you, Judge. Thank you for working with these people and giving them another chance." And shout out to our very own Reverend Dr. Greg Oates. So once again, for those just tuning in, let's kind of get a quick recap of this current amnesty program and also the days that it's going to be running. I don't think we touched on that.
And thank you. We kind of need to talk about this program this year. Yes, it's for the next 4 Fridays. So starting Friday, March the 1st, and the next 3 consecutive Fridays after that. So what you would do is, again, if I had gotten a speeding ticket and I failed to appear, then I would need to go to the district court clerk's office there at 410 West Washington, go to the front window. I would tell them who I was. They would look it up and make sure I was eligible. To be eligible, you can only have one active failure to appear in the last 5 years. Okay? So you've made a mistake, you've missed your court date, you're afraid, you don't know what to do, you go and you show up. They will look you up, and if you qualify, they will give you a form. You will take the form from our court to the agency who has the warrant. It may be Jonesboro Police Department, which would be right across the hall. It may be Sheriff's Department out at the jail. It may be Brooklyn. You would have to go to Brooklyn to be served with your warrant. But It's not that you've got to pay money. It's not that you're going to be arrested. You're going to be served. You're going to be given a court date. And that way we take care of it, because the one thing I absolutely don't want to happen is for there to be a paperwork mistake. Okay, so someone shows up, they take care of their business with me, but the agency who is holding the warrant misses it, information doesn't get to them, and then you get pulled over and they try to serve a warrant on you of something you've already taken care of. So in order to ensure that that doesn't happen, you will go there, you would get served with a warrant, you would get one of the 4 court dates, whichever one works for you. We're trying to work with people's schedule. You show up and we'll take care of business that day. So if you missed your trial date, I will set you a new trial date. I'll give you a scheduling order. You and I will both sign it. You'll walk out with a piece of paper that has the date and time for you to come back. If it was the first appearance date and, just like you got the ticket and you just want to get it taken care of, we can take care of it that day. Once you take care of your business, the FTA will be dismissed. So that is the other benefit here. By doing this, we're taking away another charge, another failure to appear charge. We'll give you a letter to go get your license reinstated. And, that even taking away the failure to appear charge, that's around $425. I mean, that's real money that we are scratching off that people would not have to take care of and pay.
Awesome. Also, we have another Facebook comment from S.L. Robinson. It's a huge step in the right direction. Now, Judge, earlier you mentioned about the person showing up and seeing if they qualify. But, what if somebody is quite unsure and they show up and they're told that they don't qualify? Instead of having one FTA, they have maybe 2 or 3.
Okay.
What would happen in that case?
Then they're not going to be arrested. I can tell you that. And no one's going to call and have someone come and pick them up. They're just going to be told, you don't qualify. Here's where we show you have warrants. You might want to contact that department.
Okay.
Okay.
So if the worst thing that basically can happen is you'll just be told you don't qualify at this time, but you still won't get arrested. And you never know, there might be a future program that comes up down the road that can definitely help you out. Shout out to our own Quabila, who could not make it today. And Quabila, of course, if you want to contribute anything to our discussion, feel free to drop it in the comments. Also, shout out to Angela Artis. So, what is the time frames that this will take place? I know you mentioned it's going to be the next 4 Fridays, but what times will this take place?
Court will start at 9:30 each of those Fridays, and that's why it's so important for people. You wouldn't be able to show up Friday morning and get all the business taken care of. You've got to come in before so that we can make sure we have a docket. If you'll remember the date you came in, just the craziness.
But the line was out the door.
It was out the door.
I mean,
and
it was.
We actually had to turn people away. I don't know if you remember that, but
I remember. And I was just lucky to get I didn't get a seat right away. I had to actually wait till a couple people left before I could sit down.
Well, you're giving shout outs. I want to give a shout out.
Okay.
I want to give a shout out to our clerks. Okay, because they do this out of the kindness and goodness of their heart. They want to see people succeed. And I only ask for volunteers. No one is told they have to work amnesty. No one has ever said, Judge, I don't want to do it. They all give their time, because Fridays are normally the days that we don't have scheduled court, and it's a catch-up period for the week that we just passed and get ready for the week that's coming up. And so I can't thank the ladies in our office enough. Judge Bowling and I both are so appreciative of all the work that they do, because they deal with people who are, it's like customer service. Not everybody's happy normally who comes to court, and I understand that. And they do try to show as much patience as they can and give respect to people who do respect them as well. And so I just want to thank them publicly for the time and the effort that they put into our amnesty programs, which is over, above, and beyond what they're asked to do.
And we definitely echo those sentiments. We definitely thank all of the people in your office that helps to make this happen, because it definitely is something that is having a positive impact on the community in several ways. One way is if people aren't having to deal with fines and warrants and things like that, they can be more productive. They can do their work. They can earn a living, which also helps contribute to the economy as well, because if they're earning a living, that means they're spending money at local establishments. So it's pretty much a win-win for everybody. And it also frees up the police department to focus on the more serious crimes, the people who are breaking in, the rapists, the murderers, instead of people who, got a bunch of unpaid tickets or whatnot.
Absolutely. I mean, when you think about 3,600 warrants quashed and done away with, that's a lot of manpower hours that's saved. That just by opening the door and saying, "Come back in and see me. I will always help you if I can."
And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. So once again, Judge, as we got about 5 minutes left, let's once again recap for those just tuning in all of the details of the 2019 amnesty program.
All right. If you have one active failure to appear, and I want to clarify what that means. So if I had one 3 years ago, but I've already taken care of it, but I've got another one that's active right now, I still qualify. Okay. So if I have one active failure to appear within the last 5 years, so that goes back to January 1 of 2014 forward. Even if it was last week, even if you failed to appear last week, you missed your court date, you still qualify. You can show up at the clerk's window, 410 West Washington.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for including the address.
Yes, 410 West Washington, and our hours are from 8 until 4:45. You show up, you give your name. Now, here's the thing. It does have to be you. So your brother can't show up for you, your mom can't, your spouse can't. It's got to be you who shows up, because we got to make sure we take care of things correctly. Yes, and you get told, okay, yes, you do qualify. You'll be given a sheet of paper and told where you need to go. You'll go to that department. They will be expecting you. They will, write a ticket for you showing that you've been served the warrant, giving you a court date of either Friday the 1st or the subsequent 3 Fridays. Again, court starts at 9:30. You show up that day. We'll have a docket prepared. We'll be able to get you in and out of there as quickly as possible.
And one thing I also want to mention from my experience when I went there, pretty much you get people in and out very quickly. I mean, I think the average person may have stood in front of you for maybe like 2 or 3 minutes.
We didn't have time to waste a whole lot of time. Those days, it was so busy, and then we just allowing people to show up. The problem with that is we had to check so many different areas and agencies to make sure we weren't missing a warrant. And so by doing it this way, we take care of it on the front end. Even now, it is limited to the first 500 people. So
don't waste time.
Don't waste time. That's right.
Yeah, in fact, it's starting this Friday, so make sure that you are first in line Friday so you can go ahead and get it taken care of and get gotten out of the way. Got another Facebook shout out to Mrs. Emma Williams Agnew. And for those of you watching on our Facebook live feed, or even if you're just listening and you do have Facebook, when you see this video, please share it far and wide. Share it with everyone that you know, your friends, your family, even your enemies. Share it with them as well, your church members, because we definitely want to spread the word about this. And of course, you see Judge Fowler, he's looking directly into the camera. You see the look on his eyes. It is legit. It is serious. No one will be arrested. I saw it for myself. I'm vouching for it myself personally. So definitely spread the word, because we want to help as many people as possible. Judge, we got 2 minutes. Any final comments, anything you want to reiterate or re-stress or talk about that we did not mention?
I just want to remind people that even if you can't take advantage of amnesty this year, if you're still struggling, I tell people every single day in court, I will meet you halfway. If you try to take care of your business, I will try to help you take care of your business. So don't be afraid to come in and speak to Judge Bowling or myself any Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday at 1 o'clock. There's a special docket for you to come in and sign up. Now, don't come rolling in at 3:30 thinking you're going to sign up. You got to be there at 1 to sign up. And as soon as court's over with, I will address everybody who has signed up.
All right, and we got a comment from Kubila. This is a great opportunity for those who are already in a situation that keeps them on a hamster wheel. And Kubila, I definitely agree with you. Several people for years were stuck on the hamster wheel, and because of the efforts of Judge Bowling and Judge Fowler, they've gotten another lease on life. One final question I did have for you: what is the response been from the agencies that you've worked with on this project?
Oh, they love this project. I mean, it's hard work on them on the front end, but again, when you think about how much manpower and man hours it saved, not having to track people down and serve 3,600 warrants that first time period, it clears out issues for them. Like you said, it allows them to go deal with the real issues that we need to
I hate to cut you off, but I want to get this question in.
Yeah.
It says, if you've gotten behind on fines, does this qualify also?
Not for this amnesty, but again, you qualify to come and speak to me any Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday at 1 o'clock.
All right, so there you have it. So even if you don't qualify for this go round, you can still speak with either Judge Fowler or Judge Bowling Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, and they can definitely help you out. And again, I'm technically not supposed to endorse or say anything, but I'm doing this out of the goodness of my heart because I believe that sometimes you just got to do the right thing. I do fully, of course, in my personal capacity, endorse and support this, and definitely share this video. Share. For those watching on Facebook, for those who are driving, go on your Facebook, KLEK FM, share this video. I cannot stress it enough. We definitely want to spread the word. Judge Fowler, it's always a pleasure to have you. We definitely thank you for all the work that you and Judge Bowling have in the community. It starts this Friday. Amnesty. If you got failure to appear, this is your opportunity to get some help. You guys have a great and blessed day. This is KLEK 102.5 FM.
Thank you for listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council, or our underwriters or sponsors.
We're back with Money Matters. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. Want to get better control of your spending?